So today I'm gonna play with the latest Pat McGrath Holiday Edition palette. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana palette. It is such a beautiful palette. Look at this. And I'm going to create 3 looks of this palette, and I will do swatches before each look so you guys can see what I'm working with. And I have no idea in my mind what I'm gonna do, but the face is done. And let's get into the first look. I will make sure to link down below everything I'm wearing on my face, including the lips in case you're wondering. But this is how I'm gonna start with this palette. So you can see that it comes into 3 rows, and I'm gonna work this way. I'm gonna create a look with this row right here, with the last 2 rows, another look with the middle 2 rows, and another look with the first 2 rows. And I'm gonna start swatching this from the last one downwards so you guys can see the shades, and then we're gonna start playing with them. So let's get into the first look here. Okay, so when I touched this shade, unfortunately it moves and it kind of cracked, so I have to be very careful with that shade. But here are the swatches, and this is going to be the first look we're gonna work with. I am so excited. Look at those beautiful shades. I have no idea what I'm using and wearing, but yeah, let's have some fun and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this pink shade right here. So I'm gonna go into this pink shade and use this as a transition. So I'm gonna do this eye only for this look, then the second look, and then I'm gonna do the third look on both eyes. That way I don't really destroy my eyes. So this is just a Morphe M441 brush. That's a very nice subtle pink. I love it. So let's move on to this, I think this orange one right here. I'm gonna use a smaller brush, and this is a Unit 309 brush, and use this in my crease here. I find that this palette is very easy to use by combining the shades together, and then those shades really work nice together, and then the last here work really good together. So much fun. Look at this shade. So intense and so pretty. Ooh, I love it. I'm gonna go back into that pink, kind of lost it up here, and diffuse the edges with the first brush. Okay, let me get my Sigma Switch cleaner. So it's important to have this so that in the meantime you can just clean your brushes. Okay, so let's go into this darker one, the burgundy one right here. And I'm gonna add that a little bit here in the outer corner. Again, you don't have to use the shades the way I'm using them. You can obviously combine them from other rows, but I think that the color story works really good the way they're placed like this. That is such a pretty look. Okay, so next, I'm just looking here. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is this nice rosy shimmery shade, and use my finger and just add this kind of in the middle and a little bit on top of that outer corner. Very nice shimmery shade. And then I'm gonna go in with the gold one right here with my finger again and add it in the middle towards the inner corner. And then the last shade, which is that lightest champagne shade right here, I'm gonna go and add it in the inner corner. That is a very pretty shade. And on the bottom, I'm gonna go in with the same brush and go into that burgundy darker shade and darken the under eye here. And I'm gonna intensify the outer corner a bit more here. Oh, I've never done anything like that before. I'm gonna go with a small brush like this one and just diffuse the lower lash line a bit here. You can actually go into the concealer and use a brush like this and just clean out the edges here. I just want to diffuse the top line here so that it's not so sharp. You always make sure that you clean your brush in between or use a clean brush. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply some mascara. Okay, so here is a close-up of this eye. So we've used all of the shades on this eye. I think it looks really pretty, very nice and red, so ignore this eye. But, ooh, it's just gorgeous. I love this pinks and reds on the eye. So let's move on to the look number 2. And I am so excited because for look number 2, we're going to play with some blues and purple. So we're going to use these 2 rows right here. So let's get to swatching them first. Okay, now look at the color story. So I've swatched, let me see how to hold this. I've swatched this rows right here. So this row this way and then this way. And then this is what they look like. Isn't this beautiful? This is such a nice color story. Let's see what we can create with these colors on this eye. I've cleaned my brushes in the meantime by using my Sigma switch. This automatically takes away the shadow from the brush, but the brush is still stained, so don't worry about that. So I think I'm going to use the light purple first. I'm going to go into this purple here. Remember, my eyelids are primed with my NARS concealer, and I've also put powder on them. And then just use this, ooh, as a transition. So far all of the shades have not been patchy, no fallout at all, and they just blend so nicely and smoothly, and the pigment is there. You can see that the pigment is right there. Now let's go into the darker purple, which is this one right here. I'm gonna go in with that small brush and use this into the crease here, just to darken this area up a bit more. Very nice and intense. I love these purples. I'm gonna use a Eco Beauty flat brush like this and go into that really dark blue. This is gonna be scary because it's a very intense blue right there. And add this in the outer corner here. And I'm gonna go in with my orange brush, which this is the Unit 309 brush, and diffuse this blue here. Combine it with that purple above. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, what other shades do we have here? I think, yeah, I just want to use them all. So let's go in with this shimmery blue here and use my finger and add it right here in the middle and on top of that dark blue. And then for the inner corner, I'm gonna go into this nice lavender again with the finger and add it in the inner corner. It's a very nice icy blue. Wow, those shades really blended very nicely together. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a tiny brush like this, and I think this is from a Boxycharm. This is a Detail Blending LR006 brush, and I'm gonna go into the very dark blue and try add this on the lower lash line here. So I'm gonna do the whole lower lash line with it, and then I wonder on top I'm gonna go in with this dark purple just to add a little bit of purple there. And then with my pinky, I'm gonna go into that pink shade, which I haven't used yet, and add that in the inner corner here. Oh, I think that's too dark. No, that doesn't look good. But let's kind of blend it. Yeah, that's too dark. Don't think I like that. So you can remove it and add a little bit of concealer back in there. I do want to incorporate it, so let's try add it on top of the blue maybe. Add a little bit of the gold pink. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. You can still see the blue, but you can see some pink speckles that kind of ties in with the purple. Ooh, This is really nice. So we've incorporated all of the shades, all of them, on this eye. So I'm going to quickly pop off camera and apply some mascara on this eye, and I will be right back to show you the final look on both eyes before I remove it and do look number 3. Okay, so here is the eye with mascara. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit more. This is the maximum. So we have look number 1 with the pinks, the reds, and the gold. And then we have look number 2 with the purples and the blues. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? I think I like this one better. I think I like the purple better with my eye color. This is really nice too. But I prefer this one, I think. I love the shades. And they're all these shades combined together. Isn't it pretty? I love it. Okay, so let's move on to look number 3. Okay, so let's move on to look number 3. And look number 3 is going to be with this 2 rows right here, which is a nice, more neutral with a pop of green. So I have an idea how I'm going to use this. So let's get into look number 3. So I'm gonna go with a nice light brown as my transition, and for this look I'm gonna do both eyes with the same look. So again, I have primed my eyes with the NARS concealer and have added the Pat McGrath under eye powder on top. So far I had absolutely no issues with any of the shades. They have blended like a dream. There's no patchiness, and the color payoff is there, and they can actually blend so that they're not as intense if you prefer a non-intense look. But this shade is light in the pen, but look how nice and colorful it looks on the eye. Like, it's very intense. Of course you can blend it and diffuse it. And by the way, this is a BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. And it looks very intense as well. Let's go into BH Cosmetics number 9 brush and go into that darker brown right here and add that in the crease. Okay, so I forgot to swatch them for you guys. So this is the color story we're working with right now. I love that green. It is so pretty. I can't wait to use it. But again, be careful. It's a powdery, but it feels like cream. So it's very gentle. So be careful when you touch it in the pan. But look at that color story. It's so pretty. Anyways, let's get back to the eye look. So let's intensify this crease with that dark brown. Very nice and smoky. I love it, and it's not patchy at all. Okay, so let's move on to the outer corner, and I want to incorporate that nice green right here. We're destroying this palette. I think I'm going to use the same brush. Let's see if it works. So pretty. Yeah, I like that green. So I'm just going to keep it in the outer corner here. And don't worry about this outer corner. We're going to clean it up. And let's kind of clean the same brush we used on with this green. And then just diffuse the lines here. Okay, so let's move on to the next shade. And I don't know what I want to use. I think I want to use, yes, I'm going to go in with the gold, followed by this shade. And I'm going to use that shade in the inner corner. So I'm going to use my finger on this shade. So the gold, I'm going to apply it in the middle, very close, kind of like on top of that green, combining it with that green like that. Don't worry, we're going to blend everything. That's so pretty. Then we're going to go into the other shade and add it close to the inner corner, not quite. And careful, this is a little bit more chunky. And now we're going to go with that really, really light shade and add it in the inner corner here. Oh, this is pretty. This is a perfect shade for the inner corner and to even add it here and underneath the brow bone. The shades are very soft and buttery from what I've noticed. Okay, so let's go in and add this in the inner corner here, just like that. Now let's start blending here. So I'm getting a clean brush and try to diffuse these lines here first. And I do want to intensify the outer corner a little bit more with that green. So we kind of lost it here. So let's go into a clean fluffy brush and diffuse these lines. You want to blend it so that you don't see any lines. Don't worry about this, we're going to clean it up soon. Now let's go into that small brush. And I'm going to go into that green, and I think I'm going to add this green on the bottom just to tie everything together. So on top of this green with the same brush, I'm going to go into that dark brown and add it on top. Okay, so let's go into the concealer. And go with your sponge and just blend that concealer in. Let's go ahead and apply mascara, and I will be right back and show you the final third look and give you my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, so here is a close-up of how the third look turned out, and I am just loving it. I think that this is my favorite look. I love greens, and I also love the purples. I think my least favorite is the pink and red, even though it looked really pretty, but out of the three. So let me know which guys you think was your favorite look. And yeah, I think it's just beautiful. So let me give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this, if you love color, then this palette is for you. If you don't love color, this palette is for you because it's on sale right now at Sephora. So it's a very good deal to grab it. I think I paid $60 Canadian, but right now I think it's for $40. So if it's still in stock, make sure you check it out. But yeah, for $40, Pat McGrath to get all the shades, even if you only use the gold and the browns and the neutrals, I think it's worth it. You saw that the shades actually blended beautifully. I don't think I have a least favorite shade. Probably only the red because it's just red and it's not my favorite color. But I think that the formula on all of them, there's not one thing in this palette that didn't blend perfectly. I was afraid of this color right here, the dark blue, and I was afraid of the green. I thought that it would be patchy and I thought that it wouldn't blend nice, but it blended so beautifully. And even this blue I was afraid of, but it transferred on the eye so nicely and just wearable. What I'm trying to say that even though this palette looks so scary, intimidating, and colorful in some way, it's also very wearable in many other ways. So you can see that you have a lot of neutrals and a lot of browns and golds and champagne color, and it's just, I think that it's just very, very beautiful. I really love it. I really love it, and I love the looks I created with this. Again, they're not patchy, there's no fallout, and everything just blends together nicely, because I think that the way the shades are put together in this palette, based on how I see it and how I got inspired, is that those colors go together, this go together, and this go together. But again, you don't have to go that way. You can just mix and match. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look number 3 was my favorite. Comment down below which one was yours. I would love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.